Everyone in school knows me. Alex is a notorious miser. As a top student from a poor family, I saved everything. I hope I can cut every penny in half just to extend it further. But one day, Lily suddenly posted a photo of the iPhone I gave her in her girlfriend's group chat and a screenshot of our conversation. It showed I transferred her 1314, numbers that symbolize everlasting love. In the chat I wrote, "Lily, this is all my living expenses. As long as it makes you happy, I'll give you anything you want." All her beautiful friends were in that group. Among them, Lily was the most beautiful. One of them is the classic Lily. So the cold and aloof academic genius is just another simple. Another person echoed, "She did sacrifice a lot. Seducing the nerd is just to avenge my childhood sweetheart." Some people say, "Lily, you are too cruel. Are you really going to tell him you have a terminal illness before the college entrance examination? This will surely destroy him." Then Lily made a short sound. "We broke up after the exam." Hearing Lily's casual tone in the recording, this is totally different from her pitiful voice. Always by my side, I picked up Mia from school again and again, stayed with her. In the hospital, my grades plummeted. The willow tree will lie weakly in bed, pull out a fake cancer report, and sob. "Alex, I'm sorry I'm a burden to you. Please don't spend money on my treatment anymore." She knew I was broke. To pay for her so-called medical expenses, Lily thought I would eventually give up on her. She didn't expect me to take out another 300,000 yuan trying to save her life. Chapter 1. Learning has always been easy for me. If I want, I can easily be the best student in the class. I also inherited my parents' good looks. I really have no disadvantages except being poor. When I was in middle school, my mother married a wealthy businessman. She left me a debit card and said, "Don't contact me again. I will transfer money to outsiders for you every year." She claims to be single. She doesn't want me to exist, interfering with her second marriage. I didn't react. I accepted the card and told everyone I was an orphan. I have always been indifferent to feelings. My mother doesn't like me. She prefers her son, left behind by the businessman's ex-wife. Even if there is no blood relationship, she quickly posted a photo on social media. She stands in the middle, holding her stepson's hand with a warm smile. My stepson's name is Kenji, a textbook example of a second-generation rich heir. My mother held his hand. Kenji smiled awkwardly, lips stiff, obviously unwilling. First, other people's smiles feel like a slap in the face. Life is dull and boring. My only source of excitement is looking for someone who can stir my emotions. So I bought a 60-square-meter apartment in a top school district and transferred to Kenji's high school. Chapter 2. Just like the first time I met Kenji, he couldn't stand me. He and his clique kept bullying me. I didn't fight back. Instead, I skipped school. 1 week before the joint entrance examination of 8 top schools, our second high school has long been overshadowed by first high school. I topped the academic list. The school doesn't want me to miss the exam. When a head teacher called, I mustered up the courage to ask, "Teacher, can I transfer to another class?" "Transfer class." She immediately heard something in my tone. Her voice softened. "Is anyone bothering you in class? Don't be afraid. I'll take care of it." I hesitated. "No, it's just I'm not suitable for them." After hanging up the phone, I hid my insecurity and fear. I know I've never been a saint. I can always get revenge. 2 days later, the teacher asked me to go back to school. There are surveillance cameras on campus. She spent the whole day reviewing the footage. And once she confirmed that Kenji's target was me, overtly and covertly for 2 months, she immediately reported the matter to the authorities. The school takes this matter seriously under the national flag. Kenji bit his lip and read out a humiliating public apology. He lost face in front of the whole school. From that day on, he completely hated me. He snapped at Alex, the bastard. If he doesn't study well, the teachers won't flatter him. He turned to someone and said, "Chloe, can you do me a favor?" Outside the corner cafe, Kenji put his hands on the girl's shoulders. Their eyes met. Chloe looked confused, then nodded slightly. She asked, "What do you want me to do?" Kenji smiled and said, "You are beautiful no matter what. Try to provoke him, embarrass him, expose him. See what kind of god he can pretend to be." After that, he smiled smugly and held her in his arms. "Well, You are very confident, Chloe snorted. Really a bankrupt like him? I bend my fingers and he licks my boots. Wait till I make him my puppy. Chapter 3. My boring life suddenly became much more interesting. For example, suddenly, beautiful girls started to appear around me, desiring to approach. You know the saying, there is no such thing as a free lunch. Hot girls won't propose to you. But I was the top student in school, so different rules apply. One of them said, a Michelin-starred restaurant just opened, Alex. Take me there, please. I replied that I had no money. Chloe is from class 11. She stood, height 168 centimeters, sharp features, eye-catching face. She's a natural flirt. She is one of Kenji's pawns, his stepsister. Beautiful and wealthy, likes to party, mix groups, regardless of age. She obviously likes me, so the rumor that we were dating spread quickly in the class. Not long after, our head teacher called both of us into the office. The teacher in the class also joined. Her head teacher is a serious and solemn person. He looked at her coldly and said, I usually ignore your crap, but that's too much. You're a girl. What are you doing? Clubbing? Hanging out at karaoke bars every other night? This is not the place for someone your age. If you are a student, try to focus on your studies. Then his tone suddenly changed, because your grades are already bad. Stop dragging others down. I've called your parents. Tomorrow I will receive a 1,000-word reflection report. Oh, I talked to them about your plans to pursue art. They don't agree. Don't think of art as a shortcut to success. Your art teacher told me you are too distracted when you are drawing. You are not suitable for the exam. Chloe frowned and remained silent. Her teacher just kept criticizing her like a machine gun. This won't stop. The room became noisy because of his scolding. When he again told her not to disturb my studies, I interrupted. Cool and ruthless, sir. She won't affect me. I will still be the first. The teacher of class 11 was stunned and about to explode. But my teacher stepped in to protect me and waved goodbye. Enough. Both of you get out of here. Chapter 4. Since then, Chloe has been approaching me. Have a problem? Send flirty messages. She even gave me a scarf she knitted herself. She's basically like my mom. When she was looking for a sugar daddy, anyone with a pulse would love it. Too bad for her. I've seen my mom do this too many times. I looked at Chloe without much interest and rejected her pursuit. You are a bad student, I said bluntly. She looked pitiful and said, Alex, not everyone can learn as easily as you do. I interrupted, but you're very good at drawing. The sadness on her face disappeared. She immediately became hopeful and approached. Do you really think so? Do you really think I have a talent for drawing? My teacher said I was just doodling. Yes, I simply answered. Then she said, everyone says I'm stupid and can't do anything right. She began to vent, complaining that her family wouldn't let her paint and wanted to send her abroad. I interrupted her again. I'm going home. If she's really as flirty as she pretends to be, she should know. Let her see her weaknesses. To someone who hasn't fallen in love with her yet, this only makes you more susceptible to manipulation. She pursed her lips and said, Alex, don't you want me to teach you how to draw? Her eyes, her beautiful almond eyes, are her most beautiful feature. I like beautiful things. I looked at her and smiled. Your eyes must be beautiful. Teach me to draw them. Her cheeks flushed. Her hand, holding the paintbrush, trembled slightly. No matter how bold she acts, she's only 18, still makes mistakes, and shows her innocence. I looked at her face and smiled softly. The girl once said, I'll kneel at her feet like a dog. That's it. I took a look at her paintings and compared it to the terrible sketch I had just done. I sighed. It seems like I don't really have any artistic talent. Chloe smiled sweetly and said that this was not the case. Alex, you've done very well in school. I put down the brush and it was already stained. I don't like dirty things. This also applies to women. She was stunned, staring into my eyes blankly. Meanwhile, I was staring at the picture she was drawing. The eyes in the painting are mine. Chloe's eyes began to turn red. She forced a smile and quickly turned away. Then I felt a hostility. Kenji glared at the brush falling to the ground. Chloe always thought of Kenji's gift brush as a precious treasure. But today she gave up. I picked it up and threw it into the trash can. Looks like there will be a new person taking over. I wish they were more interesting. Chapter 5. Joint Examination Results. Among the 8 schools, not only am I ranked first in the school, but in all 8, I scored more than 30 points higher than the second-place student. My photos and text records are circulated on the internet. Second highest completely outshines other schools. Our class was rated as an excellent class and was praised by the public. As for Kenji, who once bullied me, I always have a gentle and tolerant smile. I said, it's all in the past. As long as he is willing to change, that is what matters. The more tolerant I am, Kenji's reputation is getting worse. Kenji glares at me with evil eyes every day. They have hatred burning in their hearts. Meanwhile, praises of me surround me like a chorus. Some people would say, God, please let me, a humble subordinate, worship you. Just staring at his picture, can I improve my chemistry level by 10 points? I just want to reach 85. How to get full marks? Mathematics is perfect too. I give up, he's crazy, someone else added. His Chinese composition score is not low either. He is like a perfect hexagonal warrior in every way. But not everyone likes it. I heard he's a complete liar. Some people said he acted like he was slacking off in class, but staying up late at home. Another person immediately refuted this claim. Don't listen to that crap. Alex is an absolute genius. I sat next to him. I watched him all day yesterday. Players in great form, even playing basketball during breaks. This rumor may have been spread by Kenji out of jealousy. When I returned to my seat, my desk mate asked me, Alex, all these hot girls like you. Don't you like any of them? I shook my head again. Kenji's young actor's acting is so bad. Worse yet, they are boring. My desk mate nodded and said, this is what a real man should be like. Except Chloe, Kenji sent at least 5 different girls, different styles, trying to seduce me. But I crave new and interesting people who can stimulate my curiosity. They all failed. One day, a transfer student joined the class. She has a face that could tempt a saint. She is so stunning. Her figure is absolutely amazing. When she pouts, her voice becomes sweeter. But most importantly, she's funny. Others suggest being coy. She flaunts her beauty, openly seduces. I looked at the lily standing in front of me, soaking wet. Someone poured water on her. Now her white shirt is tight around her waist. She obviously did this on purpose. I smiled and believed it again and asked softly. She nodded, her long wet hair falling across her face. My fingertips fell on the front of her shirt. I said, your button is broken. Poor little thing always gets sympathy. She timidly took my hand and seduced me. Do people find me annoying? She asked. They all said I couldn't stand it. They isolated me and bullied me. I look at her sweet and innocent look. Then someone sent me a video anonymously. In a noisy VIP room, Lily slaps a man. She looked at him with contempt. You loser. Do you think you have the qualifications to chase me? You can't even hold my shoes. Kenji thought it was funny and pushed them to the ground. Received a signal from Lily. She stepped on the back of his head with her high heel. Put your face on the floor. But I guess she said, you do make a pretty good doormat. She was a great actress then. Cherry blossom petals falling perfectly on her hair. She looks like a picture of innocence. But the girl in front of me doesn't know. Women's jealousy is terrible. On the first day, I publicly complimented her on her looks. Someone did not hesitate to expose Lily's true identity. I took a tissue and gently wiped her wet hair. Then I asked if you wanted to sit at the same table with me. Chapter 6. 2 buildings next to the school were donated by the Liu family, and I happened to be the best student in the school. So when I asked to change seats, the head teacher agreed without hesitation. The school even transferred a scholarship to me. After class, I was packing my textbooks. A soft, wet kiss on my cheek. Lily whispered, Honors student, it seems like you don't even need to study to do well on the test, right? Can't you stay with me a little longer tonight? There was a hint of contempt in her shy tone. She gently bit the finger I was using to stop her. Her lips are plump and moist. She stared at me with a flirtatious look in her eyes. I said, there are cameras in the classroom. She leaned in and whispered, so can we go home? I laughed. It depends on how hard you try. We have been dating secretly for a month. Another month, it's time for the university entrance exam again. Balancing love and study is not a problem for me. Even with Lily, often takes away my homework and books. For various reasons, I still maintain the top position in the grade. But Lily didn't give up until she made me rank down. Knowing there's no one else at home, she boldly followed me back to my residence. Lily hates studying, but the moment I stepped through the door, I grabbed her and asked her to do the exercises. She stared at the formulas reluctantly and asked, "If I solve these problems, will you spend time with me, bro?" After she answered correctly, I finally nodded. She put her arms around my neck and pursed her lips. "I completed what you promised." Remember, an 18-year-old girl has irresistible freshness and temptation. I let myself enjoy myself for a while. But the Lily stared at me with clear, alert eyes and pouted. "Alex, I said your answer is wrong." I turned to the last page and circled her mistakes. The Lily says refuse to think on her face. She thinks studying is not important when she has family to rely on. She started to lose her temper, grabbed my arm like a spoiled child. "The only thing you care about is studying, studying, studying." "Alex, you don't seem to like me at all." I didn't look at her again. You can't spoil a girl when she loses her temper. How should I comfort her? She followed Kenji's orders to seduce me. Apparently, she should provide emotional value. To be fair, she's pretty to me. I didn't realize we were in the Cold War. I just let her skip breakfast, using your body as leverage, forced me to care about her. I stroked her hair. Her lovely eyes are full of grievances. It's like she can't stand being ignored. She held her stomach and turned her back to me. But what she didn't know was only those who have already felt the feeling uncomfortable when others ignore them. From the beginning to the end, I just calmly watched her lose her temper like a bystander. Then came another anonymous video message. All familiar faces. It's Kenji's Little Temptation team again. Some people say, "Lily is really..." Alex was already fascinated by her just now. Another voice echoed. "Lily, what did you do to make Alex tell the teacher? He wants to change his table mate." Then came Lily's voice, under a layer of complacency, crisp and proud. "What's the big deal? I thought he would be different from the others." But one finger bent, and he crawled over. Chloe asked, "When you were going to dump him?" The Lily giggled. "After my vasectomy, it was like everyone else." Broken glass in the background. Chloe spilled her drink. Kenji teases, "Don't tell me you actually like him. It's been several weeks, and his grades haven't dropped at all. I think he doesn't care about you at all." The music in the bar is loud, but Lily's words still came through, loud and clear, scornful and contemptuous. "I fell in love with a penniless orphan. It seems like I'm ready for a cancer report. 1 month before the entrance exam. Look how I play him." The anonymous sender asked me. She said, "Do you still like Lily?" As usual, I didn't respond. Why would I ruin such a fun game? One after another spoiled Alice lined up to please me, playing that love interest just to win my heart. As long as I don't fall in love, I'm the one who's in control and having fun. Chapter 7. Results of the first round of mock exam released. Lily's score used to be around 400 points. Now under my supervision, she has surpassed 500. Still ranked 7th from the bottom in the grade. I'm more than 200 points higher than her. First overall. First place in each subject. I told her, "You made progress tonight. Make sure to complete the worksheet." I have stressed the point. Don't make the same mistake on similar issues. I picked up Lily's physics test paper and frowned at the third to last question. "You screwed this up again. You were wrong last time too." The Lily closed its lips and said nothing. Her hands were obviously covering her stomach. Eyes kept scanning me. I put down the newspaper. As I was about to tidy up the table, she grabbed my sleeve in frustration. Tears glistened in her eyes. "You can't see that I'm in pain? You only care about my grades." Her tenderness and fragility are only on the surface. Now, her eyes were filled with resentment that was hard to conceal. I've seen this look on Chloe before. Spoiled heiress type. The kind of person who thinks her beauty is enough. Playfulness. But give them some sweetness, they will completely collapse. I gently ruffled her hair, my tone full of concern. "But Lily, there is only one way out for children from families like ours. I know you don't like school, so I have to work harder. I don't want us to have no future, so maybe one day I can support you. I bought you breakfast. Their stomach medicine is placed next to their lunchbox. Don't do this anymore. Lily suppressed the dissatisfaction in her eyes. When she took the food container from me, she was stunned. She forgot the role she played in front of me was a poor, delicate girl, not some wealthy heiress. You can live well without studying. Lily was quiet for a moment. She sat next to me. After dinner, she didn't bother me anymore. Chapter 8. When I got home, I heard a noise from the closet. I frowned. She's not here. You can come out. A woman's voice answered. I am dirty. It seems that Lily is cleaner, but her heart is dirtier. The next second, Chloe threw herself into my arms. Chloe and Lily came to my house last night, one by one. To avoid misunderstandings, I hid Chloe in the closet. What I didn't expect was she stayed there all day. She stood on tiptoe and pressed her warm lips against mine. She has a high fever. Chloe usually wears bold and eye-catching clothes, but today she wore a plain white dress, looking pure and innocent. Ironically, this is the outfit I bought for Lily. Because of fever, the red mole near Chloe's eye now more eye-catching, bright pink. She knows how to play to her strengths. Those moist and charming eyes look straight at me. But this flower is poisonous. Looks good but tastes bad. Lily is cleaner. Lily is more beautiful. Why should I choose inferior? Ignoring the pain in Chloe's eyes, I pushed her away. My girlfriend doesn't like you. You should leave. She doesn't like me. Chloe's voice was sharp and hurtful. What's so special about her? She grabbed my sleeve, her eyes cloudy and trembling. Alex, do you know what she's like? Why do you still indulge her? Why is she the only one allowed near you? Is it because you like her looks? But I asked, pretending to be confused. I never responded to any anonymous messages. Chloe sent a message about Lily. She wasn't sure if I really knew Lily's secret. Realizing you slipped, Chloe clenched her fists in frustration. She's also a liar. Of course, she didn't dare expose another liar. Then someone knocked on the door. The tense and ambiguous atmosphere was broken. I glanced at Chloe and felt a little embarrassed. The words she wanted to say got stuck in her throat. She knew she had no right to question me. Chloe pulled her hand back, pouting with a distressed look on her face. So, where are you going to hide me this time? I kept my tone calm and handed her a glass of water. You have a fever. Take good care of yourself. Her eyes lit up immediately, like a withered flower touched by a drop of rain, searching for the moment of life. Then there was an angry voice at the door. What do you do at Alex's place? Chapter 9. The angry Lily slapped Chloe hard. Chloe did not fight back. She just cried weakly. Alex, I quickly pulled Lily aside. I said, she had a fever. Lily closed her lips and said sternly, if she is sick, she will have a fever. Why didn't she go to the hospital instead of coming here? Like Kenji said, you're a complete scumbag. This is the last straw. I lost all my patience. I threw the stomach medicine to her and said, you can think whatever you want. You both leave. Just before leaving, Chloe turned around and whispered, I will wash it first and then give it back to you. Lily and Chloe practically grew up together. Now look at Chloe's white dress, obviously too short. Lily asked slowly, word by word, you gave her my clothes? But just as she was about to lose her temper, I interrupted. Are you hiding something from me? Her anger was immediately extinguished like a bucket of cold water. There was a flash of panic in her eyes. I closed my eyes and rubbed my eyebrows. Let sadness seep into my voice. She just said you lied to me. I sighed. If this is true, if you really lied to me, I won't forgive you. Only 2 weeks left before the college entrance examination. Recently, I found a wrinkled cancer diagnosis form in the trash can. The name on it is Lily. She has indeed felt the emotion. She decided not to lie anymore. Throw away the report and focus on studying. She doesn't want to play this game anymore. But how can I let the game end before the climax? When Lily was making excuses, I hugged her tightly and said, full of emotion, don't be afraid. Even if the worst happens, I won't abandon you. You don't have to force yourself to study anymore. Just focus on getting better. She opened her eyes wide in horror when she saw the crumpled cancer report held in my hand. She wanted to say something, but nothing came out. Finally, she just nodded, admitted that she did have cancer. One lie always leads to 1,000 lies. Keep it running. Lily was taken to hospital. I started running back and forth between school and ward. Because of pressure, I didn't even finish the last 2 practice exams. Kenji looked at me with a smug look, all-knowing eyes and sneer. It's sad that you would stoop so low for a girl. Rumors spread. All I did was lay on the table, sigh from time to time, occasionally squeeze out a few tears. Someone asked, Alex was once the top student in his grade. What happened next? Another classmate replied, not sure. Kenji said, Alex started dating very early. That girl sucked his blood like a free ATM. But I don't think so. There must be someone. Deliberately seduced the genius in the class. Others echoed. Who would believe anything Kenji said? He's obviously just spreading lies. Alex has forgiven him for what he did. Now he's doing this disgusting thing again, desiring to appear superior, spreading rumors in class. I'm just a fool. All my money was stolen, but still refuses to wake up. But with his past record, no one believed what he said. Chapter 10. Lily's hospitalization. I take care of her as best I can. I spent almost all my money, even my college tuition, to pay for her treatment. Lily used to be lively and talkative, but became quieter and more withdrawn. 1 week before the college entrance examination, she came up with a new cancer report. She said, Alex, I'm sorry to have put such a burden on you. Stop spending money on me. The doctor said the treatment would cost 300,000 yuan. She avoided my gaze and told me to give her up. But I just shook my head and patted her head. Get well soon. I'll wait for you to take the exam. Anonymous messages continued to pour in. I read the chat log. Lily once proudly shared my birthday gift to her, celebrating her 18th birthday, and the transfer I made, using symbolic numbers that represent love. She laughed at me for spending all my savings just to make her smile. No one is more miserable than me. I also saw her right. I broke up with him after the exam. But that was 2 months ago. Now the Lily is quiet. She didn't speak in the group chat either. Anonymous senders no longer have a choice and started bombarding me with old evidence again. Retained messages. Alex, you really are giving up your life. For the witch who manipulates, you were the top student in the grade. She wasn't even sick. You just handed over 300,000. Are you crazy? As they continued to wreak havoc, I twirled my pen carelessly and finally replied, Don't check this account too often. Just saw your message. If this is all a lie, then Lily's illness must be fake. Well, that's good news. After a pause, they asked, Alex, where did you get $300,000? I answer, sold the apartment. It's the only thing my mother left me. I hope I can buy it back one day. Thank you for telling me the truth. I didn't go back to the hospital. I went back to school. Kenji sneered with his usual malicious expression. The school genius is back. You have fallen out of the top 200. You're still skipping classes. You think you're a genius. Some nosy classmates asked me if I really had a girlfriend. I gritted my teeth and kept silent. Kenji scoffed. Stop pretending. I was made a clown. Don't you? Fools like you deserve to be taken advantage of. Kenji, shut up. Chloe's voice came from the door. Before going back to school, I had told the anonymous sender that Lily and I are over. Chloe rushed into our classroom. Hearing Kenji's words, her eyes lit up with anger. Kenji said sharply, What? Now you like that idiot too? He has always held a grudge against Chloe having feelings for me. The whole class was shocked. I sighed and looked at Chloe, forcing a tired smile. You're the one who sent me the message. Thank you. I know the truth now. I will do my best to cope with tomorrow's test. Kenji's face turned gloomy. He glared at Chloe. What you did, all he cares about is beating me. Now he's finally ahead. He can't make me bounce back. Final exam period. But Chloe didn't give him what he wanted. Under his angry gaze, she revealed everything Lily did. When she mentioned how Lily manipulated her past boyfriends, undergoing a vasectomy under psychological pressure, everyone was shocked. A melee. Neither Chloe nor Kenji wins. They were all dragged along by social media. Hundreds of comments criticized them. No one wants to see top students fail. I have always enjoyed a good reputation. Ranking dropped to over 200. For some twisted heiress caused a sensation throughout the school. When I walked out of the examination room, all my classmates looked at me with pity. I smiled bitterly and left. Lily was afraid to show up at the exam. From the beginning to the end, I am the perfect, innocent victim. Even Lily's parents didn't scold me. When they come looking for me, they said, our daughter had crossed the line. It caused a lot of trouble for the school. We planned to send her abroad. The Liu family, who sat opposite me, always looked superior. Even if I apologize, they can hardly show any sincerity. They said, there was 10 million in this account. Think of it as compensation. If you want to study abroad, we can help arrange letters of recommendation. I looked at the card. To their surprise, I turned them down. I said, if she wasn't sick, well, that's the best we can hope for. Playing the emotional card, I saw Lily's mother's expression soften a little. She said, Lily never liked boys. I thought she was just playing, so I didn't pay much attention and results in an error. But she does seem to change when she's with you. Her grades even improved. At that time, I will arrange for the scholarship to be transferred to your name. This money doesn't mean much to us. Just think of it as a small gift. The Liu family knows diplomacy. Warm words mixed with pressure. Almost impossible to refuse. Just before they left, Lily's mother looked at me with scrutiny. She asks, do you really like my daughter? I answered with a smile. I was. She understood the subtext and did not ask further questions. She only said, if that happens, I hope you never contact Lily again. Kenji stood at the door and waited. Once Lily's parents died, he looked down at me with smug superiority. Do you really not think Lily ever loved you? Different worlds, different alliances. There will never be a happy ending. What a pity, our little genius. Now you don't even have a chance to stand up again. I stared at him bitterly. The face twisted and a soft laugh escaped. Oh yes, I mean Chapter 11. Chapter 11. A genius who fell out of favor within a month. After I angered Kenji, he couldn't accept it. He pieced together the story of my skipping school, spent all my money, and then for a girl, then publish it online. At least half of internet users support him. Some people commented that he was not only pitiful, but also miserable. His family can't even afford basic meals. He bought an iPhone here, send money to girlfriend. Others also echoed, he deserves it. A fool always gets nothing. Under some strategic guidance from the Ito family, the narrative begins to tilt rapidly. Then I got a cold message from my mother. What are you thinking about? You thought you had grown wings and could fight against the system. You are an adult now. Deal with your own problems. Don't drag me into this. I stared at the words without any emotion and deleted her from my contacts. My mother always wanted to climb the social ladder. Unfortunately, she has bad luck. She first married my father. A few years later, the family went bankrupt. My father was deeply in debt and jumped off the building. The debt dies with the debtor and me. I was left at home, alone. I've always wanted to know her view of high society. Now I understand. Yes, the powerful do live comfortably. Kenji's smear campaign goes viral, climbing to the top charts. Thousands of people have sent him appeals. Already disappeared. He almost recast himself as a tragic victim, betrayed friend. The Liu family and the Ito family have a long-standing relationship and common interests. Naturally, no one will speak for a nobody like me. During the college entrance examination, the results are finally announced. Everyone who knows this story is watching my results. In class group chat, I saw Kenji was doing exceptionally well. Barely entered a first-tier university. He made no secret of his contempt. He tagged me directly. Hey, genius, what did you get? Most of the students in the class don't like his behavior. But he doesn't care. He just wanted to see me break down. You can't possibly score higher than me, right? Didn't you only get a little over 500 last time? Kenji scoffs. Even the nosy netizens are waiting for my score. I looked at the row of zeros on the screen. Not because I got 0 points. This is a perfect score. Unless everyone else also gets good grades on almost all the exams, I might be number 1 in the province. There is such a score. Elite universities will fight for me. My future can't be bad. A week later, I sat in my 60-square-meter apartment, accepting media interviews. Netizens have expressed, the true God descends to earth. Oh my God, orphan parents. Isn't this the protagonist's background story? Left home for love, but failed the imperial examination. If I were a princess and my spouse was like this, I won't refuse. With that face and those scores, which vixen ended up with him? What does a fox look like? I'm curious. At that moment, there's a female fox kneeling at my feet in a white pleated skirt. I like the way she dresses and behaves, 7/10. Just like Lily used to pretend. The girl once said she would let me climb on top and lick her shoes like a dog. Now she looks like an abandoned puppy, begging for my love. Chloe whimpered, I'm not doing it right. Tell me what type you like. I could be whatever you want me to be. Do you still like Lily the two-faced snake? There was sadness in her eyes, but I felt nothing. Her love came too easily and went too quickly. It's worthless to me. I said, Chloe, I know your chat with Kenji outside the cafe. That sentence shattered all her hopes. She screamed in disbelief. So you always knew? You knew we were pretending. This time she really cried. These are not fake tears. They are real tears dripping onto the floor. I said softly, You have beautiful eyes. She stopped crying and looked at me with hatred in her eyes. You sweet-talking liar. I should have seen your true colors. I squatted down and lied softly. At first I didn't know. Kenji told me. He said you were just playing with me. So I threw away your sketch pen. Just a lie. If I can completely sever their relationship, it will be worth it. I reached out my hand. Sorry, I bought a new one. This is my statement. Thank you for telling me the truth. I smiled and handed her a brand new pen. When she reached for it, it slipped and fell to the floor. I won't contact you from now on. I don't like people who don't perform well. When I closed the door, I heard her sobbing behind me. I will change, Alex. I can be whatever you want me to be. I responded, I don't like your dear stepbrother Kenji. I don't like you either. The poor cannot fight against capital, but they can touch people's hearts. After finally resolving the issue with Chloe, I received news from the Liu family. Chapter 12. Madame Liu sat opposite me. Looks more haggard than the last time we met. Her eyes were dark and tired. I asked the lady, Why are you here? I haven't contacted Lily during this period. You can rest assured. I sat down politely, speaking politely. There is no reason to consider someone an enemy who gave me 10 million. Calm, Lady Grace. Madame Liu hesitated for a while before finally speaking. Could I trouble you to go see my daughter? She's not in good condition. Poor condition. I repeated the words, savoring their meaning. Then I slowly shook my head and said, Ma'am, I know. My background doesn't match the Lily. Better not to see her again. I smiled calmly and refused, but Mrs. Liu suddenly grabbed my hand. She lost her cool. Under my gaze, she lowered her head, a rare display of vulnerability. She doesn't want to go abroad. She has been threatening suicide at home. Please, she's my only daughter. If she really kills herself, I will have nothing. Just go see her. If you want, I'll give you 1% of Liu Group's shares and company positions. This is a straightforward proposal. The door to high society is open to me. She believes no one will refuse. But I just shook my head. When her eyes were filled with disappointment, I said, Take me to her. Chapter 13. As I expected, people like Lily, her personality never grew up in a truly loving family. So the first person she fell in love with, she can't give up easily. Even if it means starving yourself or harming yourself, she must see the one she desires. When I arrived, she was strapped to the bed. The nurse next to her helped her drink water. For gauges wrapped around her left arm, a red mark on the neck. Clearly, she went through some extreme struggle. She screamed as the door opened, Get out. I won't marry Kenji. I don't want to see him anymore. I walked forward and began to untie the restraints. Lily calms down, frowning and turning away. I'm sorry to see her like this. She held back her tears and said, You already know I'm a liar. Why are you still here? I ruffled her hair as usual and said, I decided to go to college. She replied, Congratulations to the valedictorian. Then she turned her head and hid under the blanket. Her voice was low. I lied to you, aren't you angry? But she never really fooled me. So, what is there to be angry about? Madame Liu, standing behind me, watched my every move silently. I smiled my usual warm and forgiving smile. It's all over. The lily suddenly raised its head. There was a glimmer of hope in her eyes. But I didn't give her a chance to speak again. I turned and walked out. Madame Liu met me outside and re-invited. But this time it's not work. This is your chance to marry Lily. Then there is Kenji, bringing flowers and fruits to the hospital. Standing next to him is Mrs. Ito. When Mrs. Ito saw this scene, she felt like she had seen a ghost. I smiled and said, Okay. A new game begins. This time, I was the manipulator. Additional content from Lily's perspective. Chapter 1. Lily meets Alex for the first time. Her heart skipped a beat. That cold face with a perfect academic record. He really stands out. No wonder every girl Kenji sends to seduce him fails. They say he's hard to approach. But Lily doesn't think so. She just needs to lower it a little bit, pretend to be pitiful, pretend they are from the same world. Alex's sympathy was easily won by her. It was so easy to conquer, she actually felt bored. But then seeing everyone in the group, is envious and jealous that she is the only one who succeeds. Suddenly, I feel very excited. So that night, when Alex gave her her 18th birthday present, she took a photo and posted it in the group chat. She even uploaded his sweet message. She wrote simple love, but she overlooked one detail. That night, she also gave Alex her first time. A girl like Lily, a cold-blooded genius. He's just a fool. At it again. She really went all out. The only reason I contacted him was to help Kenji get revenge. Others echoed, "You are so heartless, Lily." I gave up my plan because I got cancer. The bombing on the eve of the final exam. The barbarian's last message disturbed her. Since Alex said, "I will take care of you in the future," something changed inside her. One of her skirts could buy his entire wardrobe. How could he support her? How much money does he have? He still looks sincere. Maybe she'll let him go. Stop telling cancer lies before finals. After the exam, she will tell him the truth and break up. Maybe he will forgive her. So she wrote, "I will break up with him after the exam." But she didn't expect Alex found the cancer report she threw away. He broke down and hugged her. It's like he owns the world. At that moment, her heart started beating again. Before she could control herself, she admitted the lie was true. Chapter 2. Alex starts skipping classes for her. His grades continued to decline. Kenji and the rest of the team complimented her. She's good at this game, but she just felt more and more frustrated. As the exam date approaches, she felt more suffocated. The night before the college entrance examination, she was thinking about how to tell Alex the truth. Just when she was about to vent in the group, she saw something that shocked her. That bitch. Besides her pretty face, what else does she have? Why would Alex fall in love with someone like her? He sold a house for her. That was his mother's only legacy. Dirty temptress Chloe. So Chloe, did you tell Alex the truth? What you did wrong. Group Lily here and delete the message immediately. These messages were withdrawn one by one, but Lily couldn't ignore them. All she could think of was that Alex knew. He knows the truth. He still sold his mother's house for a lie. Chapter 3. Lily did not take the college entrance examination. She couldn't face Alex the next day. She never worries about other people's grades. From before to now, Alex didn't come to see her after the exam. Like a sword hanging over her head, keeps her awake night after night. When she saw Alex ranked first in the province, only then did she finally breathe a sigh of relief. But Alex still didn't come to see her. Her family arranged for her to marry Kenji. But now, whenever she sees Kenji, she feels sick. She knows she's not a good person. But Kenji, he's worse. The more her family pressured her, the more she persisted. She felt more disgusted. Alex still hasn't shown up. One day, looking down from the dark floor, she found herself thinking, what does it feel like to jump? This isn't the first time I've had this thought. But as the engagement ceremony approaches, the words echoed louder and louder in her mind. Chapter 4. On an ordinary afternoon, her mind was blank. Screams rang out around her. Then everything turned into smog. She couldn't remember how long she had been fighting with her family. How many times has she brushed shoulders with death? Finally, an uncompromising message came. Her mother looked at her disappointedly and said, "You've always been like this. Hurt yourself to achieve your goal. But you need to understand, this only works for people who really care about you." I called Alex. It's up to you whether he stays or not. Like a dying man suddenly tasting water, God's mercy. Alex said he was going to college. She decided to go too. But after repeating a whole year, she realized she had no talent for learning. At the same time, Alex has started managing a subsidiary. He did an excellent job. Feeling frustrated, she ignored her family's protests and entered a second-tier university. And near the university, She doesn't care about ranking or prestige. She just wanted to be close to Alex. Every weekend, she would wander around his campus like a statue, waiting for her husband to come home, just hoping to catch a glimpse of him. Alex at university, more dazzling than in high school. Even her mother couldn't help but praise him highly. She looked at him like she wished he was her son. There's always someone around Alex. But one thing calmed her down, knowing that his eyes seemed to be only on her. Chapter 5, Senior Year. Alex has been accepted into graduate school. The Ito family was once as famous as the Liu family. It has been on a downward trend over the past 4 years. Kenji drugged her, trying to sleep with her. She pushed him off the bed. Then he jumped out of the second-floor window. She ran out the front door and saw her fiancé. She ran excitedly into Alex's arms. But in his eyes, she felt a sense of disappointment. She didn't dare ask him why he was disappointed. Instead, she hugged him tighter. She became obsessed with her appearance, making sure her face is always perfect. Chapter 6. When the Ito family collapses, Alex is 28 years old. Lily watching. Kenji's stepmother burst through the door, pointed at Alex, and called him an ungrateful bastard. A chill ran down Lily's spine. She clearly remembered Alex once said he is an orphan. She is engraved in memory. That day he sold his mother's only inheritance just to pay for her medical expenses. But now, Alex looked calm and called out Mom. This sentence shattered all the illusions she had left. She didn't dare ask why Alex, 28, is still just her fiancé. Now even her parents began to feel threatened by him. They took back his power in the company. But it's too late. His career has taken off. The company he founded during college, alliances with key players. He has become a rising star in the business world. Countless women surrounded him, and she looks like a resentful housewife. Everyone says she's not good enough for him. When Alex finally suggested breaking off an engagement, everything is clear. She came back to her senses from her trance and realized this was never a love story. This is always a long and complicated scam. The moment she told her first lie 10 years ago, the ending is already written. She wants to lie to me again, but she didn't. In the auditorium, the crowd cheered. As Alex spoke on stage, the camera was on him, calm and confident. And Lily never said that childish thing out loud.